My goodness. My heart is still pumping so hard, bro. I was getting a little bit worried today. I was definitely getting a little bit worried today. Come on, you Gunners. Come on. Yes. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. And this is the match reaction for a 2-1 win against Brentford. Oh, my heart is still pumping, guys. My heart is still pumping. King Kai. I've been telling you guys since August, just relax. He's going to come clutch some games. Even if he scores 4 or 5 goals, it's going to be really important goals. And 4 games in a row, he's scoring goals. You know what? Let's take a bit of time. Let's take like 10 seconds to let Brentford continue wasting time. Is that okay? Let's give Brentford 10 more seconds to continue wasting time. Are they done yet? Are they still wasting time up to now? Are they still wasting time? You can waste all the time you want, Brentford, now. You can waste all the time you want from now on. Come on, man. What a win. I guess the Arsenal players just felt, you know what? We've been winning every single game 6-0, 5-0, 6-0. It's getting a little bit boring. Let's make it a little bit interesting today, you know. Let's make the hearts pump a little bit faster today, you know. Let's get a late win, and we've come in clutch once again. What a win! What a win! 8 Premier League wins in a row. That is the first time we've ever done that under Mikel Arteta, and that's one of the best wins, man. You know, the 6-0s, the 5-0s are very, very good, but when you win a game like that, when you're starting to give up a little bit after everything that has gone on in that game, it feels so good, man. It really feels good. We had to win today, man. Liverpool are playing Man City tomorrow. We simply had to win today. Go top of the table. The worst we're going to be after tomorrow is second. And then we're not playing again for 3 weeks in terms of the Premier League. We're not going to play again for 3 weeks. We wanted to be in the top 2, maybe first if they draw tomorrow. We didn't want to draw that game and draw points at home against Brentford. That would have been an absolute disaster. What a win, man. Let me know how you guys are feeling. I just want to show you guys a tweet that I put out 4 days ago. And this was it. This was tweeted 4 days ago. This was not now. This was 4 days ago. You can check the Twitter. This is what I said. By the way, Havertz is in the top 5 Premier League signings of the season, but you guys are not ready for that conversation. People try to include Kai on the worst signings list, you know. I tweeted that 4 days ago. He scored another winner for us today. That is back-to-back winners, late winners against Brentford. Kai Havertz is not a bad signing. That's why I'm able to like tweet like that without any shame and knowing whatever happens from now and the end of the season, because I know he's been really, really good. Even last year, there's only thing missing was confidence. He was coming from Chelsea. Anyone coming from Chelsea is absolutely short of confidence, but he's not a bad player. And he's not like 31 or 32 years of age. No, he's going to miss a couple of chances. Yes, that is fine. Haaland missed him from in front of the goal in the Manchester derby. Everyone misses chances. He's going to miss bad chances. That is absolutely fine. But as long as he does everything else, he's not. You can never say he goes these days. You can never say that. He's always involved in the plays, making runs. He's trying to beat players, trying to win us penalties, you know, dribbling past players. All that is absolutely incredible, man. We'll talk about him later on as well. But what a win. Ben White today, again, absolutely incredible. Let me know how you guys are feeling after that. My heart is still, I don't know if you can hear how much I'm breathing. Like my heart is still thumping, man. Like 88th minute winner. I never give up on Arsenal, but today I was looking at it. We definitely missed Martinelli and all those guys, and I was like, man, are we going to score, man? We tried Jesus, we tried Nelson, and then still 5 minutes later, still nothing really. I was like, and Brentford were playing some really horrible tactics. Did you see the way they were falling down every single 30 seconds? It was turning out to be a bad day until Ben White and Kai Havertz came in clutch. Absolutely perfect. I know we're going to talk about Aaron Ramsdale as well. Arke says, hi, Glenn. Happy with the win and 3 points. Havertz saved us. Yes, he did. Stansler says, come on, that's the ball until 90. Yep, we never give up. Finally, we have won it. King Kai says, Philip. Some people are asking for him to get subbed off, you know. I saw people saying sub him off instead of Trossard. No, I would have kept all of them on the pitch anyway. I wouldn't have Havertz off when you're putting in crosses in the box. We are back at the top for the first time since December. Feels good, man. Feels good. Let's do the match reaction. Let's go through the game, and then I'll come to the rest of your comments, man. I am sweating crazily, man. Let's go to the lineup. This was Arsenal's lineup today. If I can find it, yep, I can find it. That was Arsenal's lineup today. Obviously, we went to Ramsdale in goal. Couldn't do anything. Raya could not play against Brentford because he's on loan from there. We are going to make it permanent very soon. Believe me. After today, I'm telling you, Arteta is going to sign. He's going to call Brentford today and make that deal permanent. You could tell how angry he was. He was mad. Like he was like. this is your last game today, bro. You're not going to play again. Like you can just tell from Arteta's eyes, he's like, you're never going to play again. Kivio, Gabriel, Saliba, and Bainwach at the back. Midfield, Jorginho, Rice, and Odegaard, and then up front, you had Trossard, Havertz, and Saka. Absolutely fine. Martinelli did not make this game, but he should be back for the FC Porto game, no problem. On the bench, Karl-Heinz Zinchenko's back as well. Really happy to have him back too. We are this close to having a fully fit squad. If Martinelli comes back against Porto, and I'm assuming Timber will be there after the international break, and Tomiyasu. So we could be going to that Man City game with the full squad. Crazy, man. Hopefully, we do go into that game with a full squad. Cedric was also on the bench. Partey, Vieira, Smith-Rowe, Jesus, Nketiah, and Reece Nelson. So if you have any attacking problems like we did today, we have players on the bench that can come and save us from the bench. Now, the start of the game was actually good. The start from the game was actually good. We were trying to, create chances here and there. We didn't create like clear-cut chances in the first half, but we were passing it around and everything. You can tell, like the way we started that game, this day we never like mess around, like start the game slowly and then, get one goal at the end of the game. No, like we start the game with a lot of force, like Odegaard, Rice is, pushing us forward. Rice is just incredible, man. We'll talk about him later as well. Saka as well, getting in on the ball as well. Trossard, Kivio, Gabriel, all of them involved in the game within the first 10 seconds of the game, 10 minutes of the game, sorry. Now, before we even scored, before everything else happened, Ramsdale was looking good. I was like, man, thank you for everything you've done for us, Ramsdale. I'm so happy that you're putting in a performance on the last day. You could tell like he was happy. He was throwing the ball. He was a little bit nervous some passes before everything happened, but there's a long throw that he had to trust it. I was like, yeah, that's how switched on you need to be. That's what Arteta wants in terms of a goalkeeper. A goalkeeper who's switched on, a goalkeeper who's going to, quick feet and quick movement, quick passing, have like eyesight and quick throw-ins and all that, like throwouts and all that. You have to be quick. You can't just dwell with the ball and everything and take too much time on the ball. Now, I did that later, but that pass I was really, really happy with. And we were dominating possession as always, and finally came the goal that we wanted. Declan Rice again. I think Declan Rice is like our second top scorer or something stupid like that. Declan Rice is a defensive midfielder. He's scoring goals. He's getting assists every single game. That header was absolutely class from Declan Rice to make it 1-0 to Arsenal. The cross was really, really good as well from Ben White, another player that Ben White and Gabriel are just underrated. Ben White might not even, he probably won't even be picked for England at the Euros this summer. They'll pick Maguire and all those other guys. Ben White will not be picked probably. Whenever you do combined 11s and team of the season, no one will ever talk about Ben White because they'll talk about Trippier and Trent and all those guys over the years, James, even Wan-Bissaka. They'll talk about all of those players. They'll never talk about Ben White. But Ben White, in terms of consistency, if we are putting the last 3 years together in terms of right backs, I think you can only say Trent is the only one that is slightly better. I think he's been the second best right back in the Premier League over the last 3 years combined. Easily, that cross that he gave to Rice was absolutely amazing. And this is a player that people used to say Ben White cannot attack, but every time these days it goes forward a lot and it has a lot of contribution. Now, when we went for the Dubai break, I did say there's like 3-4 players who really needed that break. One of them was Saka. You could tell he was very, very tired and he was missing a lot of chances here and there. The second one that I said was Ben White. Ben White definitely needed that break. He was starting to make a few bad passes and bad errors, bad judgments and all that. And he was getting tired. He was getting subbed off. He was picking up a couple of yellow cards here and there. And when Ben White does not play well, Saka does not play well as well, because that's those three on that right side, Odegaard, Saka, and Ben White. When all of them are ticking, even if White and Saka are ticking, Odegaard is automatically good. If Odegaard and Saka are good, Ben White becomes automatically good. Now, if Ben White is not performing well, Saka is not performing well. The moment he came back from the break and Ben White is playing well, Saka all of a sudden is playing well. You can tell they have the connection there when Saka, they play those 1-2s all over the place with Odegaard and Saka and Ben White. And it's absolutely amazing. He's the second player that definitely needed that break. And then there's others like Odegaard himself also needed that break, and probably Martinelli. They're all missing chances, but that break, they definitely needed it. Ben White was one of them. So 1-0 to Arsenal, perfect start within the first 20 minutes. I predicted us to get 4 goals this game. Last game, I predicted 6 goals. We got 6 goals. Today, we didn't quite get 4 goals. Kai Havertz had a one-on-one chance. I don't know if it is going to be offside or not, but he put it off target. As I said, I'm pretty sure I usually see people after Havertz misses a chance and they're like, oh, F off. I always told you guys it's not good enough. Relax, man. Everyone misses chances. Do you know how many chances Haaland misses in a game? He's the best striker in the world, but you know how many chances he misses in a game? He misses like 5 one-on-ones in a game. It's just because he gets like 10 more chances and then ends up scoring a hat-trick and then you don't realize it. Same with the goalkeepers. The Edersons and Alissons, they all make a lot of mistakes in a game, but you'll never notice it because Salah goes ahead and gets 3 goals and 2 assists on the other side. So no one ever really speaks about it. So if you win the game, no one speaks about it. But Havertz as well, he missed that chance. He should have put it on target. You have to at least put that one on target. That's not a good miss. But he was trying something. I'm actually seeing him being interviewed right now. I was giving him a chance. I absolutely like him. I've never said Havertz out or any of those crappy stuff. But now I'm I can actually say I really love Havertz. Like I really like everything he does. I really, really love Havertz. So Gabriel also had a header that he missed, and Kai also had another short half chance that he missed as well. And Saka was trying to make something happen. But listen, Brentford was sitting back. They are playing a back five, the same Sheffield should have done the other day. So it's going to be a little bit tough to get a lot of goals. Also, you're not going to win 6-0, 5-0 every single day. On top of that, we have FC Porto on Tuesday. So I didn't really expect us to be like going full throttle, like to get 6-7 goals again today. Even if I've gotten a 2-0 lead, I'd expected things to calm down a bit because you have FC Porto on the Tuesday. The thing I didn't expect to happen today is the goalkeeper to do this. Man, I really hate that this had to happen to Ramsdale because I still love Ramsdale. He did a lot for us. I'm not a Ramsdale hater at all. Matam probably has made the right choice because he cannot, like, in terms of the way we play football, Ramsdale cannot like play that possession-based football and passing from the back and all that. But that is calamity. And for the rest of the first half, I was actually very impressed by him with the throws and the quick throws and all that. But you can't do that right before halftime. You cannot do that, man. That is chaotic. For a lot of reasons, you cannot do that. One, Brentford were never going to score in that game. If he didn't make that mistake, Brentford would have finished that game with 0. Number two, right before halftime, it doesn't look like the quickest of games, doesn't look like the best of days in terms of creating a lot of chances and scoring 6-7 goals. So there's a couple of games you might need to take the 1-0 or 2-0 and get out of there. That's number two. Number three, Brentford's confidence, you could tell they're a little bit short. They've lost heavily to Liverpool recently, lost to Man City twice. They've lost heavily to West Ham by 4 goals and considered 4 goals against Liverpool. Their confidence is short. The moment you give them that goal right before halftime, they start to look at each other and they're like, can we actually get a second, And that's why they started taking shots from the middle of the pitch because they've given them more confidence. They can try and do anything now. That's number three. Number four, they could decide to change their tactics. The moment you give them 1-1, they can just decide, listen, it's no longer 90 minutes. Yes, it's not 0-0, it's 1-1, it's the same thing, but it's no longer 90 minutes. It's now 45 minutes remaining. We can just come back in the second half and just park the bus and you're not going to score. And since it's the second half, the Arsenal fans will be frustrated. They'll be a little bit nervous, and the Arsenal players will try to quicken the passing and make a few mistakes here and there. And listen, we can get a second chance. Maybe a second goal. A lot of reasons, Ramsdale, for giving away that goal. You're going to give Brentford a lot of confidence, and you're basically killing our momentum going into that second half. You're going to need your players to rescue you in the second half. Now, that was a really, really bad mistake. He's not the only goalkeeper who makes mistakes, but you can tell. Unless Raya gets an injury or something like that, I don't think you're going to see Ramsdale again, unfortunately. Even if it has, maybe it's going to see Karl Hein. But in terms of if Raya stays fit until the end of the season, you could tell you're telling fans goodbye. I don't think you're going to see Ramsdale playing again for Arsenal, unfortunately. But you could tell he was happy. This is after we scored a goal. He was involved. He was happy and all that. But bad mistake. Right before halftime, bad mistake. A bad one. And I remember the Brentford game away from home, he almost gave away a goal as well in the Fulham game at the beginning of the season. Man, he's not a bad goalkeeper. He's a very, very good goalkeeper. In terms of shot stopping, I still think Ramsdale is very, very good. Last season, he was part of the team of the season. You don't just make that. But in terms of the kicking and all that, the way we play football and, pass the ball around and have 80% possession every single game, he's probably not the best in terms of that. So If second half comes along, we have to really, we have to take our minds off that. He also has to take his mind off that because now Brentford players are going to target that. The fans are going to be like, oh, whenever he has the ball, the Brentford fans, and he was actually like in front of them in that second half. It's going to be a calamity. It's going to be a very, very tough second half. So all you need is to come back in the second half and try and get an early goal. Basically, for us, just start afresh. Like the game is 0-0. You have 45 minutes to do it. Just go and get a goal. Just basically like you're starting afresh. Now, we didn't create as many chances as wanted us to have in the second half. And as I said, Brentford started to do their things as well. They started creating a few chances. The one from Tony Ramsdale was a bit off the line. It was a good save from Ramsdale. The header as well, I think, from Collins. It was a very good save from Ramsdale as well. But we had given them confidence. At the moment it was 1-1, we had definitely given them confidence. We did miss a couple of chances. Gabriel's header. We also had a couple of penalty shots. Do you guys think we should have had a penalty today, either for Trossard or for Havertz? Let me know in the comments. And Jorginho went off for Jesus, probably the best sub to make. You just take Rice to the number 6 position and then you go full throttle in terms of attacking. And Rice hits the post. Man, his technique is incredible. That would have been a brilliant goal. If that went in, that was incredible. The shot, like every time he gets the ball, a chance to shoot the ball, I almost expect him to score. Like he is very, very good. In terms of technique, this guy is incredible. Everything that he does, he's crossing. Now, before... At West Ham, he used to make runs and score goals, and he used to score a few goals here and there. But the moment he took that first corner against Crystal Palace after we went to Dubai, that corner against Crystal Palace, the first one, I was like, man, he's really whipping the ball. And then the cross for Gabriel's head against West Ham, if you hear the sound, like the way he hits the ball with so much power in a cross, the swerve and everything, he is very good technically. And that shot showed you again like how good Rice is in terms of that. You can, if you play him as a number 10, he probably won't have too much problem in terms of having shots and creating chances. It still do the job. So in terms of getting Rice, that was one of our biggest signings in Emirates era, I have to say. Like he basically changed the way we play and everything. And the reason I feel more confident about winning the league this season than last season is pretty much because of he is there. Because last season we didn't have Rice there. We had Partey and he had to pray that he stayed fit. So if Partey got injured last season, we didn't have had anyone. Because even Jorginho came to Arsenal in the middle of the season. Remember, Jorginho was not an Arsenal player until January of last season. So it was going to be a little bit tricky. But at some point, Andy went for Declan Rice, and what a signing that was. That shot hit the post, and reality started to kick in. I started to see 73 minutes, 74 minutes, 75 minutes. I was getting a little bit tired. I was like, no, please, not today. Not after Ramsdale has made a mistake. Not when Liverpool and Man City are playing tomorrow. Come on, man. Don't choose today, man. Don't choose today to throw away these points. This is a must-win game. You can only afford to, we have Man United away, Tottenham away, Wolves away, Man City away. If you draw one of those games, you'll be like, okay, it's we've drawn the game, we dropped points, not great. But listen, it's Man United away, or Tottenham away. It's okay. Maybe we'll take a draw away at Tottenham. By then, we'll need to win every single game. I'm just saying, like in this particular game at home to Brentford, you cannot say, oh, a draw is fine. You have to win the game. So you have to find every single way to win the game. Zinchenko came on for Kiwi. I'm happy to see Zinchenko back. I know some of you are not, but in terms of situations like that where you're drawing 1-1 and you need someone like that, someone who can, open spaces and pass the ball in between the lines and everything. He might end up making a mistake as well. He does need to watch out for that. But in terms of going forward and just tell him to push forward, he might help in terms of that. And also, Kiwi has also played a lot of games in a row. Maybe he also needs to rest maybe for one game or a few minutes. Reece also came in for Trossard. Reece is incredible in terms of the way we use him. Whenever we are like winning 2-1 or the game is done and all that, we're giving people chances, he never comes on. But now it's like 1-1 and the last 10 minutes, it's like that is what he's made of. Like Arteta knows, like Reece Nelson is made for the last 10 minutes. If you're drawing 1-1, bring him on. And he came on and he livened up the game. And then the clock kept on ticking. 81, 82, 83, and the Brentford players started to do that thing, dropping down and wasting time and, going to the referee and taking too long to take a throw in, taking too long to take a goal kick. And when you get yourself into that situation, I never really blame teams for doing that, because for them, a point is very good. You have to try and do your business early. You can't allow the other team to have a chance to waste time. 84, 85 minutes, and I was getting really worried now. I was like, no, please, not today. And then stepped up that guy on screen. Stepped up that guy on screen, King Kai. That pass, I think it was from Odegaard to Ben White. That cross from Ben White. 2 assists from Ben White today, by the way. The guy who apparently cannot attack. Apparently, from what I usually hear, Ben White cannot attack. He got 2 very good assists today, and that header from Havertz, the goalkeeper had saved it, by the way. It is a very powerful header, but the goalkeeper got in his hands on it. And the way he screamed after he got that second goal, 87th minute, because I know Brentford are not going to score another one. We gave them a goal. I just know they're not going to score. I don't even think they really created anything after we scored. And they had like 12 minutes after that. Relief. Relief is the word, man. Relief. 8 wins in a row. That was absolutely a relief, man. And for Havertz to score it and for him to rescue Ramsdale, because he made a mistake, very bad mistake, Ramsdale, but I still love him. I still love him. Thank you for everything you've done for us. We probably won't be here next season, but I don't hate Ramsdale now. Nowhere near hating Ramsdale. He's been very good for us for most of the time, so I don't choose to forget that. But if today we had drawn that game, I just know it would have been a long 2 months ahead for Ramsdale. Like, you don't want, like, when Raya maybe gets a yellow card or a red card and then Ramsdale comes on and people are like, oh my God, there is Ramsdale, who's this guy's crap, is coming on. We don't want that, man. You don't want that. So he's very lucky. He's very lucky that Havertz got that goal and he saved him. He basically saved him. We got another late winner. Recently, we've not really needed late winners. The last one was against Luton or something back in December. But we know we can do that as well. We've done that a lot of times the last 18 months in terms of scoring late goals. And it's good to know that we can do a lot of things. We can trash Team 6-0. We can come back from behind and win games like we usually do against Man United and all those teams. We came back from against Chelsea as well. It's also good to know that we can score a lot of late goals, because now everyone is going to do that. There's going to be games where you're going to be drawing 1-1. This is one of the easiest fixtures we have remaining. There's tougher ones coming. You have to play Aston Villa, Wolves, all those guys. Some games are going to be 1-1. Some games you'll be losing at halftime, and you need to have a very big second half and stuff. Some of those games are going to score another 5 goals. Who knows? But you need to be ready for any kind of situation. And today, as a situation that we didn't really expect us to get ourselves into. We did, but we managed to get ourselves out of that. And Partey also came on for Odegaard later. Nice to see Partey back. Again, if you are going to that FC Porto game after dropped points to Brentford, it would have been not nice at all. But we got the win. The referee added 7 minutes. For some reason, we played until 100 and something. They even removed the clock from the screen, trying to rob us. You guys saw it. They even removed the clock from the screen. We didn't even know which minute we are in. I think it got to like 101 or something, but we got the win. Havertz held up the ball well later on. Nelson was making some good runs. There's a run that he made. He should have passed the ball better to Saka. Could have been 3-1. We should probably have had a penalty for that Havertz pullback and all that. Havertz and was it Havertz twice or Havertz and Ben White? There's someone who was fouled for the second. We should have had like 3 penalties today. The Trossard one, the Havertz one, and the one who was pulled back for the free kick. Odegaard put in a free kick and someone was pulled back. Let me know. Was it Saliba, Gabriel? I don't even know. At that time, my heart was really thumping hard. I was not even looking at that. I was looking at the clock and what time it was going to, the game was going to end. But we got the win, guys. We got the win, 2-1 against Brentford. Much needed win. We can now relax and watch the game tomorrow between Liverpool and Man City. If they draw, the elephant is back on top. My actual prediction is Liverpool 2, Man City 3. I feel like Man City are going to win that game and be top of the table. But if they draw, that's great. If they draw, that means you're top of the table for 3 weeks, because you're not playing another Premier League game for 3 weeks. But now we turn our focus to the game against FC Porto. Why do I forget them? The game against FC Porto, the game that we've waited for 3 weeks. Absolute relief, guys. Absolute relief. I'll come to your comments. Let me just do the player ratings today quickly. Let's start. Should I put it? Just a moment. Yeah. So Arsenal 2, Brentford 1 player ratings. Relief, man. Absolute relief today. This guy saved today. Aaron Ramsdale saved today. No David Raya today. And he's the first guy we are going to rate, Aaron Ramsdale. What do we give him today? Now, for Aaron Ramsdale, the mistake was terrible. But in terms of the throwing, the throwouts and the way he was distributing, I think that was okay on like 2 or 3 different occasions. And also he made like 2 or 3 very good saves in the game. but I can't take I cannot take that into consideration in terms of him giving away the ball, because we were this close to dropping points because of that mistake. If he had not made that mistake, we would have probably kept a clean sheet. I would have been giving him like 8 out of 10 because he made some really good saves. If he didn't make those saves and he didn't have that piece of distribution in the first half, I would have been giving him like a 3 or something like that. But since he kind of balanced it out with the saves and that, I don't think he completely balanced it out. In terms of balancing it out, I mean like 65% I'm still mad at you at making the mistake, but that 5%, fine. You made a couple of saves, that is fine. So in terms of Ramsdale's rating, I am going to give him I can't give him higher than this, so I'm going to have to give him a 5. He made good saves, but in terms of the mistake, we have to take that into consideration. So I'm going to give you a 5 out of 10. Also, on top of that, you didn't really keep a clean sheet, so 5 out of 10 for Aaron Ramsdale. Next up is let's go to the fullbacks. Let's start with Kivio. I mean, he's really saved us as well, Kivio, the last 2-3 months, because not having Tomiyasu, not having obviously Zinchenko on that side, not having Timber from the beginning of the season. If we didn't have Kivio, I don't know who the hell was going to be playing at left back. I have no idea. Probably Cedric, and I'm not sure many of you would have liked to see Cedric at left back for 6-7 games. I don't think so. So you'd have had a bit of trouble. But for today, Kivio, not his complete best performance like he's had the last few days. I did see him giving away the ball a couple of times and all that. So I'm going to give Kivio today a 6 out of 10 for today, 6 out of 10. Again, I'll rewatch the game and see if there's anything that I missed and all that. But 6 out of 10. I'm watching the Havertz one again. That should probably have been a penalty. This guy's 6 out of 10 for Kivio. The other fullback, Ben White, incredible, absolutely incredible. The attacking, he basically saved us with that cross. His runs, he made a lot of those runs in the last 10 minutes, and he was giving Saka and Odegaard options. He saved us, because if he didn't make that run and put in that cross, I don't know where the hell a goal would have come from. I was getting really, really wide, because, you know, sometimes you need like Martinelli on the pitch and all those guys on the pitch. And on top of that, you have the supporter, and you've been smashing teams recently. I don't know how tired these players are and all that. So Ben White, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Really, really good assists, both of them. Very good assists. We didn't keep a clean sheet, so if he had kept a clean sheet, it would have been a 9 out of 10 or something. But 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. What a player, man! What a player that Ben White is. Remember, he's not even a right back. He's a centre back playing at right back, but putting in crosses like Trent Alexander-Arnold and defending like Cafu. 8 out of 10 for Ben White. Centre backs. Gabriel. He got a silly yellow card early in the game, and he was really scaring me, because I knew in the back of my head, and I started thinking about this like in the 20th minute. I was like, Gabriel, you have a yellow card. Please don't do anything stupid, because we have Man City next. And if you get a red card here, we don't have any other game between now and Man City. It's going to mean you're going to miss Man City. Keep your head. And he was not really keeping his head, you know. I was seeing him, especially when you're looking for the penalty, he was like screaming at the referee and all that. He also almost fought Tony, and I was like, listen, I appreciate the big boy stuff. Arsenal is not the one that from the back in the day where we used to get bullied. This is a big boy Arsenal now, but not for today, Gabriel. You have a yellow card. Please don't do anything stupid. I'm pretty sure the referee would have easily given him a yellow card for that tussle he had with Tony, and the time he was screaming at him for the penalty. So in situations like that, I want you to keep your head a bit. So Gabriel for today, I mean, they defended well against Tony. I mean, they didn't really, you would have kept a clean sheet today. Like Gabriel and Saliba didn't really make any mistakes today. Let's be honest. Apart from that foul that he gave away, Gabriel, 6 or 7. I'm just going to give him a 7. Maybe I would understand if you gave him a 6, no problem. I'm just going to give him a 7. And for the other center back, Saliba was dealing well with Tony. Like, there's a time he like just hit him to the floor. Like, it's so good to have these two center backs. They are center backs who are not going to be bullied. They're going to, bully the opposition team. They have speed. They can run and all that. Like, they have so many qualities, Gabriel and Saliba. I'm going to give both of them a 7 out of 10. Unlucky not to get a clean sheet, so 7 out of 10 for both of them. Those are all the defenders. Jorginho today, I think it was just above average, not the best. The passing was still there. There's still a couple, like 2-3 passes that he put long, and they're like, yeah, these are really, really good passes. I think one was for Saka or something. But in terms of completely dominating the game, it wasn't like domination like we saw in the other games. I'm going to give Jorginho 6 out of 10. I was thinking of starting him against, I don't know. Would you start him against FC Porto? The first leg, I would have started him against FC Porto in a game where you need to control and just keep it calm. But this particular game, we have to go attacking and score. I don't know. Maybe you would need Martinelli and Trossard both on the pitch at the same time. I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it tonight. But let me know if you're going to start Jorginho against FC Porto and Rice and Odegaard the same midfield. The thing that Jorginho does, though, he allows Rice to go forward. And when Rice goes forward, he is very good. He scores goals. He gets assists every single time. As a number 8, he can easily get 10 goals. Even this season, he can easily get 10 goals. And once again today, a fantastic performance from Declan Rice. He's just incredible. What a header. He's an all-round player. He doesn't get silly yellow cards here and there, doesn't give away the ball too many times, just trying to drive us forward and all that. So I'm going to give Rice an 8 out of 10 for today. Really, really good. Who else? Odegaard. I think he's the one who gave the pass to Ben White. There's a few times in the game you'll see him getting the ball and just turning. He makes it look easy, but he just turns the defender and the defensive midfield, and he makes it look so easy. He was still trying throughout the game, especially the last 20 minutes. He was trying to make something happen. The crosses, I think you were unlucky not to get at least one assist today from those corners and free kicks. The first half, the only thing was there's a couple of times he had a chance to shoot the ball, and I was like, you have to shoot at least one of them. If you get the first chance and then you pass, the second one you have to try and shoot the ball. But both times he was trying to pass. 7 out of 10 for Odegaard. Trossard, this is a hard one. Trossard wasn't the best. I've already seen a lot of people in the comments saying they missed Martinelli. I have to say today, I felt like I missed Martinelli. Now, throughout the season, there's a few times Martinelli has missed the game and Trossard has played, and we haven't really missed Martinelli. There's a few times Jesus has missed games and Havertz and Trossard have played up front, and you've been like, we've not really missed Jesus. Even now, we're not really missing Tomiyasu and Zinchenko because Kiwi has been playing well. We've not really missed Partey that much because Rice has been playing really, really well, and Jorginho too. Today is like one of the few times I've said, oh, I missed Martinelli, and I think a part of that is because Trossard didn't really play that well. So I'm going to give him a Leandro Trossard, I think 6 out of 10 is fair enough, unless you want to give him a 5 out of 10. I think Trossard 5 out of 10 is 6 out of 10, so it's fair enough. Let me know if you'd change that. Are those all the midfielders? Yes. Rice 8, Odegaard 7, Trossard 6. Let's go to the forward players. Sorry, is that yeah, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, and Trossard on the left. Yeah, 2 more players to go. Let's go with Saka. Saka. I didn't really get an attacking return today, but he's always involved in the play. A few times I was expecting him to be a little bit quicker. Saka. The crosses were really good. The crosses from these corners were really good. At least like 5 of them were really good. Like we were unlucky not to score from them. As I said, his combination with Ben White and Odegaard is good. Today, we saw it is the one who like ran past, I think, 2 players or something, then gave the ball to Ben White, and Ben White crossed the ball for the first goal. So there's that. But I feel like Saka should be like 6.5, but I don't give half. So I'm just going to give him a 7 out of 10. But yeah, I think it was a 7 out of 10, not 8, 9 out or 10. It was a 7 out of 10. Kai Havertz. First half, he was getting involved in the play a lot. Another thing I forgot to mention with Odegaard, there's a couple of times he was pressing the opposition team and they ended up giving the ball to him like all in their box. He does that very well. Havertz does that as well. He was running in behind well, but obviously when he misses a chance, people do not really look at how he ran in behind. But I do look at that as well. Second half, between around the 45th minute and 65th minute, a lot of the players were quiet, I felt. Saka, Havertz, and all those guys. But the last 25 minutes, he was really getting involved. He was picking up the ball and drifting forward on the right side, carrying the ball. He was trying a few. He got the winning goal again. How many times has he gotten the winning goal? This is a few times, and he scored now in 4 games in a row. He's coming in clutch. Now, when Havertz, I think people say, why is Havertz playing? I'm sure that question is gone. Havertz is playing. And at the time he scored the goal, I think we are playing like a front two with him and Jesus. And he was sometimes coming back to the midfield to make it a midfield three. But for today, Kai Havertz, I am going to give him, I mean, he scored a winning goal. So, yeah, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Just for that winning goal, he gets an extra 2 points. Really, really big goal for us. That was huge, absolutely huge. So 8 out of 10. Havertz. Bench Jesus, he came on, he was a nuisance. He won us a couple of corners and all. In terms of getting chances, didn't really get any. So 6 out of 10 for Jesus. Who else came on? Zinchenko. I'm also going to give him a 6 out of 10. Nothing much. Didn't see him a lot because he was only for like 20 minutes. Who else came on? Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson was getting involved. But I'm not going to give him a 7 because 7 is too high. But you could tell like he quickened the game up and all that. But there's a time you should have gave Saka a better pass at the end of the game. Could have been 3-1, 6 out of 10 for him. And who else came on? Partey. Did I see Partey coming on? I'm pretty sure I saw him kicking the ball out. He was trying to pass the ball. Was that Saka or Partey? I think it was Partey. He was trying to pass the ball and he kicked it out. Come on, bro. You can. I'm going to pass because they're just coming back. But when you start doing stuff like that, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to start you against FC Porto. I don't think he's ready to play against FC Porto. I would go for Jorginho or for that game. Unfortunately, I'd save Partey up until after the international break because he's not looking sharp at all. So Partey for today, or the 3 minutes or something he was on the pitch, I'm just going to give him a 5 out of 10. But yeah, after those two cameos, I don't think he deserves to start against FC Porto. Mikel Arteta, performance-wise, he's been putting in some incredible performances the last 2 months. We kept on going. There's nothing really would have done with the lineup. Martinelli was out. You have to play Trossard. Raya was out. You have to play Ramsdale. I don't think there's anything to do with that. Jesus for Jorginho, I felt maybe the 60th minute. He made it in the 69th minute. Zinchenko for Kiwi, I didn't have a problem with that. Reece for Leo. I also didn't really have a problem with that because Leo's a bit quiet. So for today, we got the win. We are top of the table in March. We've won 8 games in a row for the first time in his Arsenal managerial career. This is Arteta's first job. 8 wins in a row in the Premier League is not easy. This is what Guardiola usually does with Man City every season. They usually tell us February, March, April, they win like 10, 12 games in a row. 7 out of 10 for today, Mikel Arteta. Man of the match. Who would you guys vote as your man of the match? I'd probably nominate Rice, Ben White, Havertz, and who else? Who would be the 4th nomination? I don't think Jorginho is man of the match today at all category. I don't think any of the defenders are apart from Ben White. Goalkeeper, definitely no. The bench players who came on, I don't think so. Maybe Odegaard or Saka. I don't know. I also don't think Saka like his man of the match category today. So yeah, I'm probably going to nominate those. Let me know who your man of the match was from those songs. Let me come to your comments, guys. I am so happy, man. I am so happy that we got that win. I'm absolutely buzzing. Let me go back to the top. There's over 100 comments from YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate it, guys. Wherever you're watching, make sure to hit the like button. I'll really appreciate it. And yeah, hit the like button if you really enjoy that Havertz goal. Super excited, says Urban. 3 points, the main thing, says Lee. I completely agree with you. Mary says, yes, we are the Gunners. Shelley says, today we just needed the 3 points, and thanks to the Gunners for keeping the promise. Arsenal family, let's gather here, says Urban. Danish is watching on X. It says, let's go. Come on, you Gunners. 3 points in the back, says May. Emmanuel says, wow, what a moment. Arsenal won it again, no matter how Brentford try. Congratulations to Ben White, my man of the match. Interesting. Thank you for the comment. Chris will say, super time to be an Arsenal fan. I'm super excited. Hooray. Art says Ramsdale should thank Havertz. Yeah, he should. I was starting to feel sorry for him, what would have happened to him after the game, because I know Arsenal fans are not really forgiving. So you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But now at least we can be like, okay, you're lucky, but thank you for everything, but it's probably not going to be. It's not going to be here next season. The only thing is, if you were going to get 35 million for him, the price might have gone a little bit down after that. Even though Ramsdale made a mistake, but he made 2 dangerous saves. Congratulations to Ghana says, but yeah, he made 2 good saves. I agree with that. I pointed that out. That's why I didn't give him like a 2 or a 3 in the player ratings. It added him 2 points, so I took him to a 5 out of 10. I love the Gunners watching from Zambia, says Calvin. Thank you. We have our own king, says Smith King Kai. Absolutely. It was a key win and rest for 2 to 3 weeks' time, says Lee. Before that, though, Lee, FC Porto on Tuesday, and then if we beat FC Porto, we don't have another game until like, is it 30th or 31st of March? We're going to have 3 weeks without a game, so that will be enough time for Tomiyasu to recover, Timber to recover. Hopefully Martinelli should be back for the FC Porto game. Let's see. Listen, go back to Dubai. Forget the international break. Go back to Dubai again. This time you can take all your family members, the rest that you didn't take, and then you can go enjoy yourself and then come back again. We should go back to Dubai again. Good win. But my heart was pumping fast. Says Anu, same here. Zimba says you're truly the big team. This Arsenal, I know. This is a different Arsenal mentality monster. Sometimes you can just trash you 6-0 if things don't go away. Sometimes things will not go your way. Man City, you watched Man City the last 3 weeks. They were this close to drawing with Brentford. They scored late on. They were this close to losing to Chelsea. They scored late on and got a draw. Liverpool, they scored in the 98th minute last week and beat Nottingham Forest. So some games are going to need to come back in the second half. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, happy with the win, Glenn. Thanks to Havertz. We are back at the top. Tomorrow's game should be a draw. Keep up the good work. Thank you for the super chat, and I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And I am buzzing. Now we can sit back and relax and watch that game tomorrow. We can definitely enjoy it now. So I kind of feel like I don't really, if a team has to win, okay, if I told you there's no draw in this game, one team has to win, either Man City or Liverpool, which one would you choose? I don't want Man City to win, man. I also don't want Liverpool to win, but I feel like if Man City beat Liverpool away from home, their confidence will just be crazy, and we are the only team that can try and stop them after the international break. If we don't, I think they are gone. If they beat Liverpool and Arsenal, it's going to be really, really hard. So a draw is the best thing. I definitely agree. Umar says, this is the winning mentality of a true champion. Let's go for both, says Umar. Up Gunners, nobody can stop us, says Fem. Musa says, come on, Gunners. That's a very good win. One from Kai Havertz, I love. I love it. Up Arsenal, Ben White is the man of the match. Anu says, seriously, Glenn, I'm still feeling the heat inside. I agree, man. I agree. I absolutely agree. Marvelous says, really the treble winners for sure. I think today Ben White should be our man of the match. The only problem is that you can't win the treble. But listen, if we win 2 trophies, we're going to be shameless. I'm going to tell you we won the Community Shield, and I tell you we've done the treble. I don't care. I'm going to tell you that. We are used to 5-6 goals or 2-1 winners if we have lost the game, says Kenneth. Yeah, that's true. But as people said earlier, win is a win. Ben White is my man of the match, says Mashek. Up the Gunner says Flash. We missed Gabriel Martinelli for sure. We miss Gabriel Martinelli's impact, says Hydropower. What a name. Our game is very nice, says Long Johnny. 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. Hamad is absolutely enjoying the chant. Up the Gunner, says Idrissa. Chelsea, thank you for giving us Kai Havertz. I think the last 2 players we've gotten from Chelsea, Havertz and Jorginho. I don't think I've had, I know most of you, some of you probably still don't like Havertz. Some of you maybe have changed their mind of Havertz. For me, I've never really said get out Havertz or anything like that. He was missing some chances. He was getting some, bad moments here and there. But I was like, listen, he's coming from Chelsea. Just give him a couple of months and let's see how he does. And he's coming in clutch. He scored in the last minute against Brentford away from home. He scored in the last minute against Brentford at home. He played really well against Newcastle, against Burnley, against we've won so many games by many goals I can't even remember. As it Sheffield United, he also scored a very good goal. He had a very good performance against Liverpool at home in the Premier League. Yes, we should have had a penalty today, says Anu. We only have 3 key games going to City, Tottenham, and Man United, says Gibson. Yes, but if it's like the beginning of the season, you'd say that. But at the end of the season, Believe me, those games away to Wolves and at home to Aston Villa, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be nerves and all that, and Aston Villa fighting for the top 4. It's not going to be easy. But it's games that I'm hoping that we win every single home game. That includes Aston Villa and Luton and Everton and Bournemouth. And then away from home, if you're fighting for the title, you have to try and go and win at Wolves. Teams have lost there, though. Man still lost there. We have to go to Brighton and win. Those games against City, Tottenham, and Man United are the ones I do agree in terms of difficulty. Those are the top 3, especially Tottenham. Tottenham, the good thing with Tottenham, the time we play Tottenham, the same week they're also playing Liverpool and Man City. So I think they're playing Liverpool first and then Arsenal and then Man City. So they have those 3 games in 1 week. So let's hope they get tired in the first one, then we can beat them in the second one, and then we can support them in the third one. Get our Tottenham shirts out, Son Heung-min on the back, and come on, you Spurs, for those games. But for the one at their place, it's going to be hard. I know they don't want Arsenal to win the league, so they'll probably even play better in that game than what they will against Liverpool and Man City. But you have to do our job. Mashek says he made a mistake, but thanks to him coming back strong for the second half. Yeah, he was good in the second half. I was a bit worried that he'd come back even more short on confidence in the second half. What a win. Let us continue. The title says Katumo. We have a big game on Tuesday, man. I'm just praying we win because that's a game we have to win. FC Porto at home, we have to win that game, man. Come on. It would be a disaster if we went to FC Porto now and lost to FC Porto in the round of 16. I did predict Arsenal to get to the quarterfinals. So if you get to the quarterfinals and the semifinals or something and then get out and get knocked out by Man City or Madrid, I don't think Arsenal fans will be completely mad. It's the first time in the Champions League this plays in a long time. If we end up losing 3-2 to Madrid on aggregate, people will be sad, but people won't rant or anything like that. But if you lose to FC Porto, it's not going to be good. Fortune says, congratulations, Gunners, for winning versus Brentford. Ramsdale mistakes is due to match fitness and he lacked confidence, but saved 3 dangerous attacks. Havertz 29 fought so hard, heads up. Gunners next FC Porto, says Fortune. Keep it up, Rambo, says Abidemi. Let's see. White is the man of the match, says Brian. Wonderful win, says Wams Brian. 2 Brians. That is Brian Pause and Wams Brian. Gabriel, Trossard, and Kai should have had a penalty, says Anu. All 3 of them. At least one of them. The last, was it the one for Gabriel, yes? And the one for Kai, yes. The Trossard one, maybe not. No, but wait. Trossard was done that they put a cross in and he was basically being choked. Yeah, I actually agree with you. All 3 of them should have been a penalty. They didn't even go to check, When we were drawing the game, the first thing that came to my mind is to think about what and how you're going to put up this program, says Nosa. It becomes harder because you usually need 5. I always stream, even whether we lose or win or draw, whatever, you're always going to be here to talk about the game, but it would be harder. If you drop points if you go and watch the reactions at the end of last season when we were losing to Brighton and losing to Man City twice, it was sad because I knew we had such a good season. It was not easy, but if we play like this and just win games like this, it becomes so easy to talk about Arsenal. But win, lose, or draw, we are still here. Christopher says, Glenn, you are not fair. Ramsdale played well. It's only a mistake, but it's Gabriel who caused the mistake. Nah, no chance. Gabriel did not cause the mistake. He passed the ball to the goalkeeper. Visa was literally 2 seconds away. Gabriel did not make a mistake for Ramsdale's goal. That is how we play. You pass the goal back to the goalkeeper. You pass the ball to Saliba. You pass the ball to Gabriel. You cannot say the ball. If you watch the Manchester derby last week, there's a ball, the Amrabat mistake, the Haaland goal, the third one. Casemiro passing the ball to Amrabat like that. You can say Amrabat Casemiro put Amrabat in a tough situation. But today, no. That was Ramsdale's mistake, nowhere near Gabriel's mistake. He passed the ball early, did not give the ball to Ramsdale. Had a lot of time to clear that ball. He had a lot of time to clear that ball. So I'm definitely being fair. If that is your point, I'm definitely being fair. Ramsdale has no game time. You can't expect 100% from a person who's not playing for so long. That's when I agree. The second part of that's absolutely fair. And that's why I'm not really going too hard on Partey or those guys, because I've seen Partey giving away the ball a lot of times since coming on, but he's not had much fitness. But for Ramsdale, yes, I still agree that in the second half, he saved a lot of chances. That's why I didn't give him a 2 or 1 in the player ratings. I think I was fair enough, and I gave him 5 out of 10. Brentford did not come to play football. It's terrible, man. They intentionally wasted time to disrupt the flow of the game. I mean, for them, that's a good result. So whichever tactics they use, but they were really annoying. Those last 10 minutes, they were really annoying. I'm happy for Kai because he has scored twice against Brentford and all his goals have come in the last minute, says John. And on top of that, he scored in 4 games in a row. And on top of that, he's coming clutch when, Martinelli has been injured, Jesus has been injured, he's coming in with the goals as well. He's getting himself into some really good positions. Those one-on-ones, one day he's going to go through like that in the Champions League semi-final and score, and he'd be like, look, I've been telling you, he's been going through that one-on-one. One day it's going to go in. I will want Jorginho or Partey to start along with Rice, says Prince. To be fair, to be really honest, I'm not sure to start Partey for FC Porto. As who has said? As Christopher said, Ramsdale is not 100%. I also don't think Partey is 100%. FC Porto not coming to walk. They're coming to play they're also coming to play like Brentford. But on top of that, they have more quality. So if you give them a chance, you're in trouble. So I don't think you can put a player who's not 100%. I would not start Partey for that. Bring him on, yes. Try and get 2 goals and stuff and then bring him on, even if it's in the 60th minute or something. And then hopefully by the time we come from the international break, those games against Man City and Tottenham, hopefully it's 100% by then. But that one for FC Porto, I'd be a little bit worried if Partey is playing not being 100%, because I've seen him today. He came on for 2 minutes and he put the ball out. I was like, yeah, he's not sharp at all. Havertz is becoming an important and integral part of the team, says Musa. Can I say something about that? I think he has always been an important part. People just didn't like him because he was missing a couple of chances. As I said, if you're just joining, this was my tweet from 4 days ago, not today, 4 days ago. I said, by the way, Havertz is in the top 5 Premier League signings of the season. But you guys, the rivals in the media, they're not ready for that conversation. People who are saying Havertz is in the list of worst 5 signings of the season, he's nowhere near the worst signing. You cannot even have Havertz in the worst signing talk. You can never have Havertz as a worst signing. He's nowhere near that. There's like another 100 signings who are worse than him. You cannot have him, even before today, you cannot have him in a worst signing. Personally, I have him in my top 5 signings in the Premier League. If I was to have a list, I'd have Rice in the top 5. I'd have Havertz in the top 5. I'd have Joao Pedro at Brighton in the top 5. I would have McAllister, Liverpool in the top 5. And who was the 5th one? I think it was a Tottenham player, either the goalkeeper or someone. Maddison has been good, but he's been injured. Szoboszlai has been good, but he's been injured. So I don't take the injured players into consideration. In terms of top 5 signings, let me know who has been better than Havertz this season in terms of any player that I've not mentioned. In terms of top 5 signings in the summer, he's helped us a lot. How many games has Maddison won for Tottenham this season? Because people will say Maddison ahead of Havertz. Because I'm pretty sure Havertz has won us like 3 games by himself. 2 of them in the last minute. The Luton game, he scored a 3rd goal, a game that we were losing 3-2 in the 60th minute. He made a run and he got us an equalizer and afforded us a chance to go and score a winning goal in that game. I think he was really good against Liverpool at home in the Premier League. I think even in the beginning of the season, he was really good for most of the games. It's just because he misses a chance and people are like, oh yeah, he missed a chance. I'm not happy when he misses chances, but I look at everything else. There's a lot of other things that he does that are good. Now, is he the best signing in the world? Definitely not. I wouldn't even have him in the top 3, but in the top 5 conversation, I would definitely have him there. And I'm ready to go and have that conversation. Let them know I say that. Let's see. Morris says Kai's name should be off the list of flops. Yeah, it's not a flop. Kai is not a flop. I don't think we've bought any flops this season at all. Willian was a flop. That one I agree. Tavares was a flop. That one I agree. Lokonga potentially was a flop. That one I agree. Ranason was a flop. 100%. I agree. Players like who? You can tell me this season, if you to ask me who's done better for their team, Caicedo for Chelsea or Havertz for Arsenal, I know my answer. I really appreciate the way our club is playing. Keep pushing hard, says Moses. VR is a disgrace, says Shadrick. It's a must for us to beat FC Porto, and I dreamed about it last night, says Mashek. Hopefully we won in the dream. Wow, Kai and Ben. Wow, thanks to Chelsea, says Shadrach. Arsenal for life, thanks. King Kai says Adams. Good job, and I can sleep, says Buna. Yep, tonight we are going to go to bed happy. Man of the match, Ben White, says Sylvander. Mary says Ben White as well. A lot of Ben Whites. Amaya says Ben White. Prince says Ben White as well, man of the match. Frederick says, can it happen to have Jorginho, Partey, and Rice in the match? All three of them in the match? Nah, it's not possible, because that means you're going to either Odegaard you cannot remove, Saka you cannot remove, Martinelli will be back, and then you have to have a striker. So the only way you can do that is to remove Havertz from the front and play a false nine, and it's not possible. You can't have all three of them on the pitch at the same time. Though, if you're winning the game and you want to just control the game, then you can have all three of them on the pitch if it's like the 70th minute, but not from the beginning of the game. For me, Havertz has to start, Saka has to start, Odegaard has to start. I don't think Trossard did enough to start for that game, so Martinelli has to come back and start. But if Martinelli is not there, it's fine. I really wanted Jesus to start, because Jesus has been really good for us in the Champions League this season. But I feel like Havertz has done so much. I don't think it would be fair to like remove him from that position. But let's see, man. Whoever starts, they need a big game. Whoever starts between those players I've mentioned, whether it's Trossard, Jesus, Havertz, I don't know. Whichever starts, I just need to do the job. Let me take a couple more before I end it. We've been going for 57 minutes. Proud to be a Ghana, says Hezra. I'm going to put a poll for man of the match as always on YouTube. So if you're watching on X or Facebook, make sure to vote on that. When a time is due, nothing stops it, says Samuel. I really hope it's our time, Samuel. I really hope it's our time. Nice soccer, Havertz. I'm really pleased by his form, says Edgar. And Ademola says Porto must suffer for this up the Gunners. One thing that definitely has to happen in that game, we have to try and score in the first 25 minutes and not concede fast. That is what you need to do. But you have to go full throttle, and I'm confident you're going to win that game. 8 Premier League wins in a row. Cannot get any better than that. It wasn't a clinical performance as it has been the last few weeks and few months, but what matters is to get the win. And I'll put the poll for man of the match. I appreciate you guys watching. Really, really happy, really buzzing. Big win. And do I have the table here? No, I don't have it. We are top of the table. I don't have the table here, though. But we are top of the table. Believe me, I know we are top of the table. We are top of the table. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch up with you on the next one.